Like the way I'm fighting this guy right now, like, oh shit. Oh, wow. Recover, Sean. Oh my God, thank you. All right, boys, so we were not able to do a Sean Strickland fighter showcase before UFC 293, but considering the fact that Sean Strickland defeated Israel Adesanya, thank you, we definitely have to do a showcase. So here we go. I do want to apologize for the way my voice sounds in this video. It's going to be very difficult to, sound as animated as usual. I have a cold. I'm recovering from a cold. Almost got that. So just bear with me with the way that I sound for this showcase. That fight was crazy, bro. Like, I am so, like, on one hand, I'm sad for Israel. You know, he is my all-time second favorite fighter in MMA for sure. So I'm sad that he lost his belt, just as I was when he got defeated by Alex Pereira. But I'm gonna tell you, man, every single person that's defeated Israel so far has done it in such an impressive fashion. Like, it's so hard not to also be like rooting for them. As someone who's a fan of martial arts, of good martial arts, and someone who loves like just like studying the way like fighters do what they do, I find it very like appealing when I watch a fighter do something cool, like beating Israel, because Israel is not an easy man to defeat. He's not. Whether he had an off night or whether he's on, whatever. Like, Israel on his worst day is still a very difficult guy to beat. So just saying that he had an off night does not take away from Sean Strickland, because like the worst version of Israel is better than like 99% of fighters. Let's just be honest. So it's a very impressive thing that Sean did. And it just goes to show, bro, like, figured that uppercut was gonna be there. A lot of the things we talk about, like when I'm breaking down striking in this game, a lot of the things we talk about also applies in real life, especially when you're dealing with the cage. Like, I think sometimes because we see boxers able to like lean against the rope and like evade shots and do cool shit, we think it's also possible in the sport of MMA. Maybe in the past, right? In the past, when fighters would just like loop punches and throw wild and all that, but in this day and age, bro, with fighters in MMA picking their shots better, that is not an easy thing to do. It's no matter how good your defense is. You got to remember, like, just the structure of the cage itself. It functions. No. Sumigeshi. The structure of the cage itself, it functions a lot similar to like being on the floor. Like when you're against the cage and you're getting hit, it's almost like you're getting hit with ground and pound. You can move your head side to side and you can duck, right? But you can't go backwards. And the ability to pull back, that is 99% of what Israel does. His ability to pull away from shots is 99% of the way he defends against shots when he's moving his upper body. Some fighters do a lot better with like side-to-side sways. Israel it's all back. It's all back. When he pins himself against and Connor is someone else like that. That's also all back. You know, he goes back. He ducks very well. When you pin these guys against the cage, you take away a ridiculous amount of their defense. You really see it, right? Against the ring, that's not the case because the ring gives, right? You can lean back into the ring for sure. You can lean far into the ring and still pull shots. And no, yeah, bro, you're not gonna get this takedown. Rock. Oh, that was sweet. That was sweet. Against the ring, you can still lean back and, you know, and pull shots. But against the cage, you're not going anywhere. You're stuck right there. And then, you know, you've got MMA where you can get hit with not just punches too, but you can get hit with elbows and knees and kicks and all that. It's just not a good idea to get pinned against the cage, bro. It just isn't. Yeah, we've seen Anderson Silva do that in the past. But let's look at the strikers Anderson Silva was fighting when he was doing that. You know what I mean? Like, who was he fighting? How did it play out for Anderson when he was in there with Michael Bisping? And don't tell me it's just because he was out of his prime. It's not just about that. It's about the caliber of strikers he was facing as his career progressed. When you're facing somebody that picks his shots against the cage and it's not just looping shots like Stephan Bonner. You know what I mean? Like, you see a big, big difference. There's a huge difference. So that's one. Another is like Sean Strickland is not like, he's not an intercept striker. He's a counter striker who advances, very similar to Conor McGregor. We've talked about this. Oh, wow. We've talked about this on this channel multiple times, right? Like, there's the Conor McGregor style of aggressive fighter. It's one of the hardest types to deal with because he advances with his posture and his pressure, just walking forward. And he gives you two options. Option one, fuck. All right. Option one is you can shell up and get shredded. That's okay by me. Or I'll force you to lash out at me, in which case I'm going to counter you. Conor does that so well. And Sean Strickland, it is the same archetype. They have different approaches to counter striking. Conor would pull counter you. Oh boy, nice. Conor will pull counter you. Sean Strickland will just, he'll block with that beautiful defense and then throw right back. But it's the same exact archetype. It's the defend counter. Conor defends with head movement. Sean defends by blocking. He'll defend counter. Same archetype. Advance, force you to lash out, defend counter. Those guys are freaking tough to deal with. But how have we seen fighters deal with those kinds of... How have we seen them deal with that? Well, there's another fighter that does that very well in the featherweight division. His name is Max Holloway. And how have we seen a fighter deal with Max Holloway? Well, by crashing in, that's one. By going again. You know when you throw, he's going to want to throw back. So you throw and you throw again. We've talked about this on this channel so many fucking times. And this is something that Alexander Volkanovski does probably better than anybody that we've seen in a long time. He has figured out how to deal with that archetype. You're not gonna fucking pressure Alexander Volkanovski and force him to lash out. Nice. That's it. Good. You're not gonna pressure Volkanovski and force him to lash out at you, because when he throws, he'll throw, step to the side, or cut an angle and go again. And that's how he's able to keep these aggressive fighters at bay. Boom, boom. He goes again, like that boxing combo you do on the mitts where you go jab straight, pull cross, jab cross, pull cross. That's the same. It's the same principle. Go, slip, go again. Because you know when you're done going, they're gonna want to go, cut an angle, go again. And that is, you know what? Let's go to the next fight. This cord popping off. Let's get it. Pereira, the man that has slept Sean Strickland. That's what we can do here. So, what was I even saying before? I was talking about aggressive fighter archetypes. Yeah, so Sean Strickland, aggressive. I'm gonna try to use some of the same skills that Sean was demonstrating. That front leg teep to the body that he was throwing against Israel was also money. He uses that the same, very similar way that Conor McGregor uses it to just keep you against that cage. Again, it's the same archetype. It's the same striker, just a slightly different approach, but it's the same exact meta. It's the same meta. Front kick, keep you against the cage, pressure, force you to lash out, counter you when you lash out. Or you shell up and not do anything, in which case, I'm just going to shred you against the cage. It's the same archetype. Max Holloway does that very well too. And, you know, the way we've seen that dealt with is you go, when he goes to counter you after you've gone, you go again. You go again immediately. You anticipate that's going to happen. And look, we already do something very similar in the game when you pull on pull, right? When you throw and they pull and you pull, it's the same exact principle. A lot of these principles, they really, really work in real life too. You know, it's... Call me with the head kick right there. I would love to see next time that these guys fight each other, Israel versus Sean Strickland, I'd like to see Israel stand his ground a lot more than he did. You know, it's like, bro, I think I'd love to see him stand his ground a lot more. There were moments where he backed up Sean Strickland for sure, right? But, like, go look at the guys that were able to defeat Sean. They were not freaking backing up against the cage the whole entire time. Alex Pereira, his back did not touch the cage once. He circled within that outside black line the whole entire fight. You know? Jared Cannonier, for example, moved forward, advanced with combos multiple times. It's like you got to break that rhythm. It's all easier said than done. And Israel is, you know, he's a good enough striker that he knows exactly, like he knows this. It's just one of those nights where something's going wrong. And, you know, no one's ever had to force Israel to not do what he always does. You know what I mean? On the feet. I think that's what happened right there. You know, like Israel has always been able to, he's always been able to like scare his opponents into like giving him space, right? He feints and they back up. He throws a leg kick, they back up. He jabs them, they back up. All of that stuff allows him the space to work. When I do something and you back up, you give me space. And Israel has always been able to just like posture his way into making opponents like, You know, every reaction they give him is a backup reaction. Like, look at Paulo Costa. Go watch his fight against Paulo Costa. Every time he would throw, Costa would back up. Even though Costa is the guy that's trying to pressure. He would back up. Boom. Leg kick, he backs up. Feint, he backs up. Oblique to the leg, he backs up. Roundhouse to the body, Paulo backs up. Then he runs into Sean Strickland. No matter what he's doing, Strickland's not backing up. Fake, nope, he stands right there. Leg kick, he stands right there. Or he evades it and advances. It's like, oh shit. This guy is literally not backing up at all. That's when, nice. Like the way I'm fighting this guy right now, like, oh shit. Oh, wow. Recover, Sean. Oh my God, thank you. Well, that almost got me knocked out. No. See, he's like forcing slip straights, and it's not working because I'm not giving it to him. There we go. Sit him down. No. For once, he fought somebody that was not backing up. No matter, and Sean's defense was just incredible, bro. Incredible. His blocking ability with a Philly shell style block in MMA, it's quite impressive, I must say. And then, you know, his ability to evade those leg kicks as well and check the ones he checked. And then not backing up, bro. It's a big thing. That's the big thing, not backing up away from Israel. And a lot of times, it's like what we've seen, if we were to write down on paper what works, like when somebody's doing that, that's typically when you switch things up to boxing, right? Like, and I think Israel's boxing is good enough to where he can box with this guy, man. He's fast enough. He has a good enough eye to where if he can give himself enough space to work in case. Respect to you too, sir. If he can give himself enough space to work in case things goes wrong, right? I think he can handle this. He really can. But he's got to be in the center so that if things go awry, he can have space to pull and back up. But when you're against the cage, bro, you don't have any space. So every single style has a weakness. Every style. It all has weaknesses, holes in them, which is why the best fighters in the world, the fighters that are able to defend their title for the longest time periods, they're the most well-rounded guys, right? The one thing that Anderson Silva had over the one thing he had over Israel in spades is that Anderson Silva is a more well-rounded fighter. He didn't just have striking, and his striking wasn't just punches and kicks. The fight, he would incorporate his Muay Thai clinch in there a lot. And when you did take Anderson Silva down, he was a black belt. He is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and he has the ability to put you away with submissions as well. You know what I mean? He offensively grappled Dan Henderson, you know, when the fight got to the ground, and got him out of there by submission. Israel needs those weapons, bro. He needs those weapons. He can't just be a pure kickboxer, you know? Let's move on. Let's close this out, baby. Let's try to see if we can close this out. One more fight, call it a day. Oh. A lot of Alex Pereira players today, but I like it. Man, there's so much to study with Alexander Volkanovski, man, in my opinion. I think Volkanovski at pound for pound #1 makes a lot of sense. Of course, John Jones has that title right now, but I think Volkanovski at #1 pound for pound makes a lot of sense. There's so much to learn about that guy. The way he deals with so many different archetypes of fighters, it's impressive. And he does that by just being extremely well-rounded, man. You start pressuring him too much, he can't handle it. He'll crash in and use his clinch to slow you down, right? He almost fights like he's playing a video game. That's really the way he fights, man. Like he's playing a video game. Like he understands that he's just dealing with, like, again, archetypes. That's just what it is. All right. I've identified the archetype that I'm dealing with, all right? I know exactly what to do logically to deal with this guy. I'm just going to do it. All right. Recover. Like, Sean is extremely effective at what he does when there's no grappling threat. No grappling threat whatsoever. He can do that all day long, bruh. Especially when you're backing up and literally giving him what he wants. He's a world beater. Add some grappling in there. Refuse to retreat so much against Sean. And the world opens up, man. But with Israel, he just does not have any of those threats, right? He's not going to grapple you. He just wants to fight you at kicking range. Where he can, he wants a pretty fight. Where he's faking shots and leg kicking you and jabbing you and moving and making things gorgeous. But man, it's like the best fighters in the world are able to also make things absolutely fucking hideous, man. Like John Jones, for example. If John can't find you with his regular shit, he has so many other weapons that he can use to get you. He can take you down. He can start like clinching you and turning things into a very grindy wrestling, leaning on you against the cage, kneeing you, elbows. He has so many different weapons, and I would love to see Israel add more to his arsenal, bro, as opposed to just being a pure striker. You've got a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. That's mighty enough in MMA. There we go. I'd love to see him try to use that, man. Like, offensively, not just, oh, I got taken down, time to use my jiu-jitsu. Like, no, offensively. Like, just try it. One fight. It's like don't tell me it can't be done. We've seen pure strikers enter the world of MMA and do that very well. Holly Holm. Nice. You're about to get shredded right here, boy. Woo! He's gone. Oh. The moment I pinned him against that cage, I knew it. He was about to get absolutely shredded. That was emphatic, bro. I will take that. Thank you so much for watching this Fighter Showcase. If you guys enjoyed the video, you know exactly what to do. Leave a like on it. Congrats again to Sean Strickland for defeating Israel. Not an easy thing to do. And I will see you guys later. As always, stay safe. Peace out. Have a good one.